Hi everyone, welcome again to another episode of Make Your Mark. Today we have a very special guest because this woman of God, I knew her since 2019. 18 years old pa lang siya noon, but now she's already on her quarter life age. So let's all welcome Clarabelle!
Hi
Yan, grabe.
guys!
Yung energy ko taas pala, no? So, well, I just want to introduce this woman of God sa inyo, no? Because she's now in her young adult age, very young, very fresh in that age group. I knew you when you were a youth, di ba? So batang-bata pa. Siguro, ano yung isang bagay na hindi mo makakalimutan during your youth days?
Siguro ang hindi ko talaga makakalimutan during my youth days, siguro yung pag-commute. Wala pang pandemic noon. So during that time, I really do enjoy commuting because I get to see a lot of people. I get to pray for those people sa train, sa jeep. So I get to see also what's new in terms of the billboard. Sino ba yung sikat ngayon? Ano ba yung nangyayari ngayon?
Yung era mo ba, anong sikat nun?
Anong era? Anong sikat?
I mean, sino yung sikat nung youth ka? Anong mga love teams?
Siyempre,
yan?
Jaden. Diba?
Okay.
Jaden.
Okay.
During my youth.
Okay. Grabe. Wait, ano pa lang yun? Opening question lang. Before that, I think this is a perfect opportunity that, they got to know you. So, quick description lang. Well, Belle is very important to my life because she's not just an ordinary friend. She's my best friend's girlfriend. But, I don't want to highlight that she's covering on that shadow because there's so much more we could learn. Kaya exciting tong episode na to because we will learn more about this woman. Bihira ko mag-guess sa mga babae, pero ito top-notch choice ko talaga. Sino ba si Beautiful Belle? How do you want to... Paano mo gusto ko makilala ng mga viewers and listeners natin?
It's quite a hard question, but I want people to see me as someone that's really a woman of God. I do not want to be someone that's just, si Belian, ganito si Belian. But I want for people to see who God is in my life.
Wala ko masabi. Kasi unang question pa lang, grabe na you want people remember you as a woman of God.
Yes.
So, on the first question, kasi syempre, when you were young, when growing up, it's not easy on how you turn down what the world has to offer. So, I remember what Tony Gonzaga said on her, one of her Tony talks. Sabi niya, young people should enjoy your youth, but we should not compromise. So, with that being said, Belle, how did you make sure that you're not compromising while you are facing the challenges and pressures of the world? Paano ka nanatiling firm na hindi ka mag-compromise?
Well, actually, it's really hard. It's really hard not to compromise. More likely, during youth ba or
Yeah, during your young youthful days.
during my youthful days, it's hard. It's hard to really stick on what God says because of course you're a new Christian and there's a lot of things that you need to transition into. And when you're in your youth, matigas talaga yung ulo ko. Matigas yung ulo ko dati.
Unusual struggles, concerns, that testing your patience and nagkita sa'yo para mahulog ka sa patibong na tao.
Siguro, more likely, of course, test, di ba? Mga exams sa schools, being excellent in everything that you do for school. Hindi ako nagre-recite, lagi akong late sa school, nangungopya, nagpapakopya, and even, syempre, yung pressure of being cool, yung nasa click ka ba, or kung ano yung cool ngayon, dapat cool ka din. Kung ano yung gusto ng mga tao ngayon, dapat meron ka din. So growing up, it's quite hard because nung high school ako, na-bankrupt yung business na meron kami. So it was hard because before I had a lot when I was in elementary, but when I was in high school, I needed to juggle just to have enough. So kumbaga yung wants mo or everything that you want in your life during that time, alam mo yung bagong bag, bagong sapatos, or paggala nga lang, talagang pinag-iipunan pa. So, it's quite hard. So, sometimes mangungupit. Yung mga ganun, may paggupit part. Yun yung mga mahirap. And mahirap siya kapag sa school because peer pressure. Lagi kayo magkakasama. Parang mas marami ka pang time na kasama mo yung mga kaibigan mo sa school rather than your own family. Because pag uwi mo sa bahay, pagod na yung parents mo, matutulog na lang sila. So, yung meron ka at yung values na meron ka, ay yun nakukuha mo sa school.
So, are you one of the students or young people having a hard time to have their own clique groups? Nahihirapan ka ba o you have your own?
Hindi, I have my own.
With that own of circle, ano ba, are there moments na parang masasabi mo na, I tend to compromise or hindi, solid yung foundation sa'yo, solid, firm ka na, hindi, alam mo yung right and wrong.
Of course, sa start ng friendship, hindi pa kayo Christian. So, you tend to compromise. So, whatever this person wants, you also want. Or sometimes, ibubuli nyo pa yung nasa own group, clique group na nga kayo. I would say hindi naman. Siguro may season, pero hindi naman. So, pero dumating din sa time na yung mismong clique group namin was reached out to go sa youth services and all. So, kami din yung mga magkakasama sa Victory Group. So, of course, there was a time that talagang nagbago din yung circle namin.
So, maaga mo nakilala si Jesus?
Yes, maaga ko nakilala si Jesus. I was, I guess, 13. No.
So, with that being said, while you are enjoying your teenage years, medyo maingat ka sa actions, words, and all. Kasi you got to know Jesus at a very young age.
Yes, naging maingat talaga ako. Yeah, naging maingat ako. But I guess 13, but I got serious with my relationship with the Lord when I was 16 talaga. Because that's where I really immersed myself sa church, sa ministry and all. But, syempre, pag baby Christian ka pa, tas hindi ka naman lagi nagsiservice, hindi ka naman nag-victory group, small group, discipleship group. Wala talaga, no? So, hindi ka pa nag-read ng Bible mo, so nothing will actually ever get, wala talagang conviction. But when I was 16, that's when I decided that, Lord, I just really want to surrender my life to you. So, when I was 16, grabe talaga. Dumating sa point na super extreme. Like, dumating sa point na sa sobrang, of course, worldly yung usapan sa school, dumating sa point na hindi na ako nakikipag-usap sa kahit na sino because I really just don't want to mingle with people that talks about the world.
So that's how you stand firm on your personal convictions, not to compromise.
Yes, pero of course, parang ngayon na ano ka naman na yung way into, of course, talking to people sa world, no? Na not condemning them, not really judging them, and really being with them, no? Kasi it's quite hard nung time na yun na parang talagang, ayoko na, parang iwas na iwas ka. Pero, yung relationship talaga with the Lord is a journey eh. It's a journey. So, I was able to get to know people naman na ngayon sa corporate world na hindi ko naman nilalayo yung sarili ko sa kanila. Kasi totoo, parang if I would look back, people only knew me, someone that's godly. But I was not able to actually really reach out a lot. I mean, I have friends that I was able to reach out and share the gospel. Meron pa nga kami dati nun yung God test. I did that. Yeah, I did that. I had nagkaroon ako ng best friend because I shared hindi pa nga siya shinarean ko nung God test eh. Meron akong specific na taong shinare ng God test. Then, siya nakikinig lang. Tapos siya yung naging best friend ko during those years. So, few lang, no? Hindi man madami, pero meron pa din. So, people knew me from my senior high school days that I'm a godly woman. Na talagang godly, holy yung tingin sa akin and all.
Pero thank you, Bel. Alam mo, one thing I captured from your answer earlier, sometimes when we made the transition of accepting Jesus as the Lord and Savior, of course, transformation will come naturally. Pero sa'yo, parang you set as a living testament that yung change, hindi siya one click lang. And I love what you said when you say that it's not about perfection, it's about progression. Parang, you got to know Jesus Christ when you were young, pero bilang teenager na mapusok, bilang teenager na may mga, there's a lot of the world has to offer. Alam mo sa sarili mo na you're still struggling with that. Diba? Pero, when you said that you're the year 16 years old, nandun ka talaga napalapit sa Lord para masaling strong convictions mo. With that, would you say that uh, at that moment, you are really aiming to be a woman of God by that age?
Yes, yes, everything. Everything that I'm doing, I'm always asking the Lord if, Lord, is this to honor you or not to honor you? Everything that I do in terms of school, in terms of my relationship with my friends, in terms of my relationship with my parents or my family, I always make it up to point that is this for you, Lord? Or if this is not for you, Lord, I do not want it. Kumbaga, may mga times talaga na talagang yung mga bagay na ang hirap i-let go, I was able to let go of.
Yeah. Actually, Belle, just to let you know, no, majority of our listeners nasa edad 16 to 24. So, that's why magugulat yung mga nag-stream sa atin. But parang lahat ng guests medyo younger than me. Kasi nga, I just want to make sure that I will be able to offer young people with an age group so that the listeners could relate. One of the reasons why I invited her, okay, kasi kaya sabi ko, top-notch siya sa akin pagdating sa mga babae. Because I was really stunned by your attributes when you were young. Hindi kasi siya yung typical na, well, not to offend, not to offend other ladies out there who's very expressive with their POVs, the way they express themselves, the way they dress. Si Belle kasi iba eh. When I got to know her, you're just 18, I could say that she's very cutesy. She's very demure. And she knows how to handle herself. Na parang, hindi naman siya modern Maria Clara, but she knows how to take care of herself by not exposing so much skin. You know? And at the same time, alam niya kung paano makipag-usap. Sobrang tahimik ito. Hindi nga kami nag-usap ito na nawala yung boyfriend niya eh. Parang always out, nandyan siya palagi when there's other people kasama natin. So, if there's something that you would like to say sa younger version of that, ano kaya? Are you proud on your younger years?
Of course, I'm proud for for
Ano
who
gusto mo sabihin sa younger Belle?
sa younger Belle, to just really strive and continue on with the relationship with the Lord. Because it will come to a time that you will see the fruit of your investment, the fruit of everything that you did. Lahat ng iniyak mo, lahat ng na-lose na friends, lahat ng pain.
Experience that?
Of course, I did lose a lot of friends. Ang dami kong and hindi ka siguro Christian kung di ka na wala ng kaibigan. So, canon yun ng mga Kristiyano, mawalan ng kaibigan talaga. So I would say that I'm really proud because if I would look back, I'm not someone that's actually really extroverted. I'm really introvert. So I don't initiate leadership. I don't initiate conversations if it's just me. But because hinayaan ko si Lord na gamitin ako, so I was able to really step out. You know, si Lord lang din talaga yung nag-hone ng leadership, ng speaking skills, and everything in between. So I would say I'm really proud because during my time when I was really having my journey being transformed by the Lord, daming nalagas eh, no? Ang daming kailangan i-give up. Yeah, I was really being pruned. And I would say right now na masaya ako because I get to enjoy my Christian life. Hindi ako, alam mo yun yung kumaga hindi ako nagsasuffer. Ina-enjoy ko siya.
But you know what? One thing that I admire the most is that sometimes kasi when we say that people are passive, when we say that the person is just more of a follower, parang we take that for granted that parang they are less of a person. Pero to be honest, in a world that we are, itong ginagalawan natin, aminado ako, I'm extroverted, I'm very talkative. If all of the people na gusto magsalita, lahat sila magsasalita, there is no such person who would love to listen. Or lahat gusto mag-take ng leadership. No one will take the guts to follow. That would be chaotic. One thing I admire the most kaya kami nag-click kasi a good leader is a good follower. You know, in order for you to take that spot to influence people, dapat ikaw muna you embrace that submission and that followership. That's what I admire the most. Just to give you a heads up, I passed the baton to her to be one of the kids church team leaders ng Victory BGC. So, at first, iniisip niya, kaya ko ba to? Di ba? Parang, hindi naman yung hotdog, para kaya niya o hindi. But she did. You know, kasi sabi nga niya kanina, she is progressively and continuously being molded by the Lord. Which is, transitioning to my next question, now that you are already a young adult, okay, you're already 25, grabe, 7 years na kami magkakilala. What does it mean to become a woman of God? Iba na kasi youth eh. Given yun eh. When you were young, you know, you could really say that you're enjoying it, blah, blah, blah. But now, as a woman of responsibilities, as a woman who's now leading, what do you think is the essence of being a woman of God for today's generation?
Wow, parang pang beauty queen naman. Yung, what's the essence of being a woman? What's the essence of being a woman of God in this society?
Siyempre, mas bigger eh. You're in a corporate world. You're now leading. Younger generations will look up to you.
It's really important to be a woman of God. The very essence is to really take care of the next generation of women. You know, we need to have someone that we need to look up to. And to be honest, I have leaders that's really a woman of God. You will say that, Lord, thank you that you have sent this kind of women to lead these women. And it's just really, of course, just really passing the baton to me. And also, of course, it's the Lord that really have nagsalita talaga sa akin, Annabelle, just really lead these women, these ladies, because there's no one's gonna lead. There's no one's gonna disciple these women. And kapag walang discipled na mga kababaihan, we're not gonna be able to live our lives as women designed by the Creator. Kasi kailangan ng pagiging babae, design talaga siya by the Creator. Eh. Hindi ibig sabihin nun, less ka from a man, but you're just really living your life according to God's will. According to how God designed you. Because before, when I was in high school, kumbaga parang nag-self-explore ka of your identity. When you do not know, when your identity is not in Christ, you just pick up a lot of things from the world. So sometimes tahimik ka, so sometimes sobrang loud mo, sometimes ito yung suot mo, ito yung fashion mo, ito yung ginagawa mo. Parang, ay ito parang cool, ito, kung saan ka mababalidate, no? Kapag too much skin ba or not too much skin. But, I would say, from my testimony, is that before, I tried so hard. Siyempre, nung bata ako, ano ba, pag bata ka, siyempre, ang bibigay sa'yo ng mga magulang mo or ng parents mo na kahiligan na kulay is pink, purple, di ba? Something like that. So, when I was growing up, teenager years, I tried not to have those colors. Na parang, ayoko, ano ba yan? Masyado naman babae. Mga ganun. Kasi parang cool kapag boyish ka, or in terms of that na parang hindi ka nagsisik ng attention. Yeah, parang di ka nagsisik ng attention from men and all, ganon. So, even during my high school years na marami nagka-crush sa akin, parang hindi ko gusto yung ganong attention and all. So, parang I tried to be boyish. Pero hindi naman super boyish na parang super, masculine na and all. Parang I tried not to have pink as a
woman's scholar.
Yeah, as a woman's scholar, purple and all. But when I embraced my identity in Christ, it came naturally that gusto ko pala yung ganung kulay, yung pink, yung purple, yung lighter colors, no? Yung hindi yung nagpe-pretend ka ng something. And I would say that the essence of a woman of God is, alam mo yun, yung natural ang pagiging nurturer or pagiging yung nag-take care lang ng mga tao. So when you embrace your identity in Christ and how God created you, will just really come naturally. That you're really gonna nurture and you're really gonna be taking care of people. Ganon. So, and also, isa pa is that isa sa in-embrace ko, it's quite hard when you're like 16 or something younger years na kahit wala pang relationship, ang unang-unang na-embrace ko when I knew about the Lord more in my life is yung one day magiging nanay ako na magkakaroon ako ng mga anak. And parang naalala ko before, meron ako isang kaibigan, Christian na kami. Sabi niya na, ayoko mag-asawa because ayoko lang kadiri, gano'n. Gagawa kayo ng something daw, ganyan. Tapos, ang sabi ko, bakit naman ayaw mo? Or ayaw mo magkaanak? Or ayaw mong magkaasawa? Wala namang dun sa mga ayaw mag-asawa or Pero sabi ko, pero kasi Christian na tayo. So, why would we not want this world to have more Christians that will, of course, in the next generations are going to be Christians. And isa sa mga, parang 16, ang hirap isipin na magiging nanay ka. Pero, it's something that the Lord really wanted me to embrace to be a good mother. Diba?
And then, you're not just after for reproduction, after for the motivation of
Yeah.
You know, ang ganda ng part na sinabi mo na as a woman of God is really after for nurturing. Kasi, well, there are alpha females, right? Pero embracing the nature of how women has been created out of service, out of, for ministry, for serving. Grabe yun. Well, take note that this woman is one of the key leaders of 2PM. So, it's a call for other women na kailangan nyo mag-step up to take the leadership. Kasi lahat ata ng youth nasa kanila. So, grabe talaga. Grabe yung heart niya for discipleship in leading the next generation and how she will be able to train these young people not just to honor God, but to be really a woman of God.
Yeah.
Hello, gulat kayo, no? So, change location. So, just going back to what I've said, no? From last time, that you've shared the essence of being a woman of God. Now, gaya na sabi ko nga kanina, she's one of the key leaders of 2PM because she's leading majority of the young people on the congregation. And one of my observations, Bel, nabanggit ko na to sa'yo, there's so many women in the church, but less of women na leaders yung mag-aalaga dun sa flock na yon. So, konti lang talaga. So, mas masabi natin na marami ang uma-attend, ang gusto magpa-lead, pero konti yung nag-lead. Kaya majority ng mga young people ay napupunta kay Bel. So, my question is, since you're being discipled, that's why your heart for discipleship is talagang nag-uumapaw, what keeps your fire burning for discipleship? Kahit mahirap. Kasi when you were young, alam mo yun that you've been led. Now that you're leading, ano yung mga common issues, common struggles? Hindi mo na kailangan pangalanan yung mga nilid mo. Pero what are the common things of the youth na babae ang concerns nila? And why do you stand still and you're remaining firm despite the fact that discipleship is really hard? Yun.
Thank you so much for that wonderful question.
Hmm.
Pero, gusto ko lang i-share yung nakita kong isang post. As of now, di ba, marami na nanonood ngayon ng Physical Asia from Netflix. But I also saw the post of someone na sabi niya, kapag self-motivation lang, mahirap siyang gawin. Mahirap, nawawala siya, nawawala yung fire mo to motivate yourself. Pero when there's team and there's purpose, mas dun ka lumalaban. So para makikita daw yun sa mga groups or teams in Physical Asia na kung sila lang, pwede na sila mag-quit. But you will always see na yung sinasabi nila, hindi, kailangan to para to sa pride ng country ko, para to sa team namin, para mapakita namin na ganito, ganyan. Yung purpose is the group. Siyempre, of course, na align ko siya in terms of being a leader in the church.
Mm-hmm.
Na at the end of the day, what keeps my fire burning is the purpose of what Jesus wants for my life. At the end of the day, totoo yun, no? Kung i-motivate mo lang yung self mo to go, fight the good fight of faith, manghihina ka. But because there's community, you are connected with these people, you keep on burning, di ba? Sikat, of course, yung coal, di ba? Mahirap maging Kristiyano pag mag-isa ka lang. Pero pag may kasama ka, isa kayong community, you will keep on burning and with the purpose of who Christ is in our lives. Ano yung purpose ni Jesus sa buhay natin? That's why we could share it also to others. Yung purpose ni God sa buhay natin. That's why we keep on pushing. And then, in terms of questions naman na, ano yung main struggles ng mga babae sa church, why they're not becoming leaders. Una, ang sasabihin ko is because there are no leaders raising leaders. Onti lang talaga na nagli-lead sa mga kabataan.
Meron naman, di lang nakakapag-raise.
Yes. Meron naman. Pero I would say na totoo yung the harvest is plentiful but the workers are few. Na ako, sa grupo ko pa lang, sobrang dami na namin. I really need to raise leaders because hindi na namin ma-contain lahat. Kailangan na talaga. It's already, in terms of need, kailangan na talaga. And siguro, una of course, no, ang struggles is pera. Pupunta ng church because the expenses ng pag-commute.
And they're limited because you're students.
Yes, and yung pagod ng commute, yung commute ngayon, hindi na siya katulad ng kung gaano kadali mag-commute before. Then, of course, yung variable pa ng food and all. Of course, finances. And pangalawa, iniisip din nila yung studies nila and all, ganyan. But I would say, ang problem din talaga is that, yun, finances, and then also, yung wala din talaga masyadong nag-raise ng leaders. Or kung may nare-raise man, medyo mahirap talaga mag-raise because yun nga, may variable or factor. Kaya kailangan talaga empowerment and community. Because hindi talaga makakapag-lead ang isang tao kung hindi naman siya na-encourage.
So, discipleship takes two to tango eh. Sabihin natin that the leader would like to raise and empower. How about the young people? Ang reason ba is just they're limited or they wanna stay as a consumer?
Yeah, totoo yun. May ganun talaga. Kaya kailangan talaga na. Talaga ko ito sinasabi sa mga discipleship group that we always need to kailangan natin pag-usapan yung mga mahirap pag-usapan. Yung mga mahirap i-deal. Kasi pag hindi natin siya pinag-usapan, we will not be able to resolve something. Diba? Being leaders, being a Christians. So, yung pagiging leader, kailangan mo talagang sabihin na, ganito talaga dapat. And pinagpipray siya. Yung desire, kung right now, you're a Christian naman, you're being faithful, you're going to services, you're nagko-consume ka, it is also a desire, no? To pray to the Lord. Lord, give me the desire to lead these people. No, Lord, give me the same heart as yours so that I could also lead these people.
Yeah, ang galing.
Kasi, mahirap talaga mag-lead. Even ako naman dati, no? Ako kasi...
I think it's regardless of the sex.
Yeah.
Whether babae, lalaki, mahirap talaga.
Mahirap talaga. And ako, hindi naman ako leader type. No, dati even in my high school. So, I'm not someone that's going to initiate. So, naiintindihan ko yung mga nililid ko, sila sa part na yun. That's why I'm encouraging them na magbabalik lang yun sa kind of relationship that we have with the Lord. No, talagang maano na lang, the fire shut up in my bones. Na kahit anong gawin mo, wala ka na magawa. Kasi si Lord na yung nag-call sa'yo eh. So, pinag-pray siya na, Lord, I desire. Because it's a commandment. Kanina nga, sa Christmas party natin, teaching the next generation is a commandment. It's not an option. No,
walang choice.
Walang choice. Hindi siya optional na, pang ganito kasi ako, pang ganito ako, baka hindi ako pang leading other people. But no, it's not a choice. Kailangan, at commandment bilang Christians to really teach the next generation.
Okay. Thank you, Belle. Well, baka may discourage kasi mga listeners natin. Naku, ko na lang mag-step up to the ladder kasi mahirap pala eh. But I wanna ask this. What makes discipleship harder? Despite the fact that we're leading people with different personalities, ba't siya mahirap? I mean, and how do you handle it?
Mahirap siya kasi syempre tao ka lang. Di ba? Meron ka ding sariling problems, may sarili ka ding ginajuggle na schedule. You also have your own reasons. Mahirap siya lalo na kapag there will be people in your group that's really gonna disappoint you. Na talaga masasabi mo na, ilang beses ko na sa'yo sinabi, nakaka-disappoint naman and all. Pero at the end of the day, dahil tao ako, disappoint talaga ako. Pero nare-remind lang ako dun sa mga nakikita kong mga videos or even from the verses na si Lord, He will continue to pursue us. Kahit ilang beses tayo mag-fail, He will continue to search us. So even though ako, napapagod ako dahil tao lang ako, so sometimes ma-disappoint ka talaga sa mga nililid mo or even from anyone na Christian na kilala mo, because of what they're doing. At the end of the day, mahumble ka lang na, no the Lord still searches the heart of that person.
May disappointment kasi may expectations.
Yes.
What are your expectations to those people under your care?
Actually, expectation ko is that sana once, twice, or thrice na nabanggit, sana nagagawa. Or napaalalanan na. Kahit yung mga simple lang, commitment, right? Let your yes be yes and your no be no, because I'm putting my effort, I'm putting my own resources, di ba? Laging may pakain sa victory group ko. So, kumbaga, sana ang ambag na lang ng, of course, ng isang tao is, kung wala sila, wala sila. Kung nandun sila. Para at least yung resources, you're able...
Yes be yes.
Yes.
No.
Para yung resources is you're able to work on it, diba? So, yun lang yung siguro na paulit-ulit na, pero hindi pa rin nagagawa. Yung mga ganun. There's really expectations. Lalo na pag kunyari matagal na. No, ang tagal na sa'yo, pero may mga ganun pa din and all. So, mahirap siya, pero at the end of the day, there's still compassion, no? Maiisip mo pa din that the Lord loves them. The Lord, just like the Lord loves me, just like the Lord will continue to pursue me. So, ganun lang din, no? Bilang tao, mapagod ka, may hirapan ka. Pero, if we're just really going to lean back to Jesus, wala no? Really have to pursue them, love them, and be there for them.
Ang galing, no? What Paul wrote in 1 Corinthians, with love is patient, love is kind. I remember when I read a certain book, try to remove the word love and replace it with your name.
Yes.
Bel is patient, Bel is kind. Ang powerful nun nabasa ko kasi discipleship, it's really a humble act. Ganun sabi mo kanina, it's an act of humility. Parang, you will learn the reason why we're doing that because we're following Jesus and we want to be like Him. Parang, people denied Him, people betrayed Him, pero wala kang makitang act of anger. Nandun pa rin yung compassion and yung love niya. And then for sure, baka nabanggit na to sa'yo o naisip mo na who we are to have that kind of care and nurturing love with these people. Hindi naman natin sila kadugo. Hindi naman natin sila kamag-anak. Pero that's the way of God replacing our hearts just to be like His heart. So, totoo yun. Yung sinabi mo na may hardship, for those listeners that you will be leaders in the future or you're currently engaged in a group, it's not easy. Tama yung sinabi mo. Kung ikaw lang on your own effort, madi-disappoint ka talaga. But by the work of the Holy Spirit, well, magugulat ka na lang, ba't ko siya napatawad? Bakit sobra kong understanding sa Kanya? So, I think one of the major reasons why you're really on fire because you're also opening up yourself to be filled in. Wala kang mabibigay sa mga nililid mo kung hindi ka rin napupunan eh.
Yes.
Diba? Kung hindi ka una na ministeran.
Tama.
And I hope you will agree, for sure you will agree, that when we disciple people, when we put order sa buhay nila, tayo din yung unang na ministeran.
Yes, tama. Sobra. Whatever you preach, it also really edifies you. As a leader, no?
Yes.
You strive harder and you make it na talagang you're also following what the Bible says.
So, since nasa discipleship discussion na tayo, no, what do you think is the message that you would like to relay to the next generation? Siguro ganito yung gusto ko. Ano yung natutunan mo nung ikaw yung kabataan na I hope hindi na kailangan ma-experience, they should learn it from me already. And pangalawa, ano yung isang bagay na you're really confident and proud of that this younger generation should follow you?
I would say unang-una sa lahat is loving to be disciplined. Because,
yan yung message mo sa kanila?
Yes,
okay.
Loving to be disciplined from the root word of discipleship.
Uh-huh.
Kapag sa isang grupo, hindi mo naman pala gustong may set of rules or expectations, mahirap talaga. Hindi ka talaga mag-grow as a disciple. Hindi ka magiging isang disciple or hindi ka magiging isang disciple because you're not disciplined, no? So, I would say loving to be disciplined. Because, syempre, nung kabataan ko, sometimes ma-offend ka, with the leaders. But because they already have an expectation with you. Pero yun, loving to be disciplined. Siguro kasi medyo late ko na-embrace yung discipline of prayer, discipline of doing tithes, discipline of always reading the Bible, doing fasting, evangelism, discipling other people. Loving to be disciplined talaga.
Ganda nung loving to be, kasi parang disciplined lang eh.
Yes.
But the question is, are you just doing it out of obligation? Maganda yung, no, I want to do this because I love doing this.
Yes. We love the Lord.
Yes.
Diba? Loving to be disciplined. Na at the end of the day, kung may, lagi ito sinasabi na kung na-offend ka, lagi ko ito sinasabi sa video group ko na kung mayroon tayong pinag-uusapan at na-offend ka, feeling mo in-offend kita or na-offend ka, let me know. Because at the end of the day, it's not my intention to offend you. So, really loving to be disciplined. No? Kasi we learn from our mistakes. We learn from things na hindi natin alam out of innocence. No? Really loving to be disciplined. Kasi, ang hirap, diba? Ang hirap naman maging disciplinado. Even, kunyari, workouts, reviewing. Sometimes you cram, no? Ako, procrastinator kasi ako. So, it's quite hard also for me na to love discipline. Also with, ewan ko, hindi ko alam, may ganito yung, galing ka ba sa bahay, sa household na okay lang matulog freely? Or galing ka sa household na may schedule yung time?
Time, yeah.
Oo, kasi ako naman, galing ako sa household na pag tulog ka, hindi ka gigisingin, kahit di ka pa nakain, gigisingin ka, parang, oy, kain na.
So they let that for you
yeah,
to rest.
Tapos kunyari, sinabi mo, kain na daw, ganyan. So, mamaya na ako, okay lang. Okay lang for them. Pero meron daw mga households na,
Pagkain dapat class.
Kain, dinner, then tulog. May time lang, may set of discipline, no? So, yun, really loving to be disciplined. No, maging disciplined talaga. Because, yun, isa yun sa mga struggles ko. Siguro until now, yung struggle sa time na. Kasi parang, even nung high school ako, okay lang sa akin, malate sa school, mga ganyan. So, naging Christian ako, doon ako mas naging aware na hindi talaga okay. Pero struggle ko pa din siya. Kasi nga, parang growing up, I was not disciplined on that area. Parang kumbaga, yung nanay ko, or yung mga magulang ko, pag late ka nagising, bala ka, kasalanan mo yan, na late ka magising eh, di ba? So, yung bata ako, parang ginigising naman nila ako, pero dahil hindi rin ako magising. Kasi di ba, uso yung matutulog ka ng hapon. Tapos nangyari, gabi na, hindi ka na makatulog, di ba, ulit. So, yun yung medyo mahirap na part. Tapos, yung tanong mo naman na, ano yung gusto? Makuha na. I would say, hindi naman makuha from me, no? But, I would say really persevere and fight the good fight of faith. That no matter what happened, kahit mag-isa ka na lang, persevere and fight the good fight of faith. That even though there's no one beside you, diba? Kinakanta natin yan sa worship songs, even though it's only just you and the Lord, even though the world doesn't want you anymore, or the world will persecute you, no one is with you in believing Jesus and believing in God. You'll continue to persevere and fight the good fight of faith. I would say, yun talaga, because I lost a lot of friends, dumating din sa time and point in my life that there are challenges in terms of family, or there are times that I feel like I'm alone because I don't have anyone, and Jesus is the only one that I have. And yun, persevere and fight the good fight of faith. Kahit mahirap, there are challenges, make sure that you always be with Jesus.
Thank you, Belle. You know, if we're about to summarize the discussion, what resonates me the most to our conversation is humility. Kasi if you don't acknowledge that you needed someone to take care of you, that you needed some order in your life, di ka magpapadisciple eh. You know, when Jesus asked the people na leave their nets, it's an act of humility. Ay, hindi ko to kaya, may trust din na kasama. Iwan ko to, sunod ako kay Lord. So, ganoon din yun eh. Parang, you know, you need to acknowledge that I cannot live a holy life alone. I needed someone to walk with me, journey with me. So like what you've said, parang ang discipleship, it's not just a clique group. It's not just an avenue for fellowship. Meron talaga dyang kiskisan. May mga bagay na handa kang ipahasa sa God-appointed or anointed leader na inatas ng Panginoon sa'yo. Diba? It could be a time, it could be your words, It could be how you talk to people. So, masaya ka naman that you are being discipled and discipling people.
Oo naman, masaya ako. Because at the end of the day, I would really say that this is really my purpose.
Mhm.
My purpose is to serve the Lord and serve His people. Diba? Yun nga ang greatest commandment ni God sa atin. So, kung ngayon, nahihirapan, kung sino man, in terms of, ano ba talagang calling ko, God? Just disciple people, and God will bring you to wherever He wants you to go.
And that's the greatest commission.
Yes.
A lot of people saying that, no, enough na yung naniniwala ako sa Diyos.
Yes.
Enough na yung I attend the church, attend the worship service. But if we are pursuing Christ like this as the ultimate goal, mahirap gawin yun mag-isa.
Yes, mahirap siya talaga. No? That's why I'm also really thankful kay Kuya Makoy because he's really also the key person or friend talaga namin that's talagang he really sticks with us as friends, no? Importante yung meron kang kaibigan na Christian say that at the end of the day, kahit anong mangyari, anumang away o anumang mangyari, at the end of the day, we know that the center is Christ. So at the end of the day, we will not be divided.
Grabe. Thank you, Belle. Grabe yung conversations na hindi lang limited in one sitting, di ba? Parang dami natin na pag-usapan that we cannot just belittle a woman. A woman of God is more than a she can offer. Not just service, not just the ministry, but they're also influencers of the good message of the Lord. Diba? Parang we want the younger generation, bilang pangalan ng Gen Z, Generation Alphas are getting older. We really need to raise the next generation who knows how to honor God and disciple other people as well. Siguro in closing, Belle, as our listeners keeping intact till the end of this podcast, what would be your final message or encouraging message to all of the listeners?
Final message or encouraging message? Oh, on the spot naman.
Yan.
To just really surrender and love the Lord. Kasi, parang in my life, that's what I did. Yun lang ginawa ko. Just really surrender to the Lord, and just really love Him all the more, each and every day. Kahit mahirap. And also, of course, be connected.
Yeah.
No? Be connected.
Be connected.
So, kami, no, nila Kuya Makoy, we're always there online, or whoever is listening to this, we're always here to welcome you, to connect with you, no? So, I know that there are people that would say, ay, naku, pag ganyan yung mga linyahan, alam na yan, mga ganon. But no, guys, we're not a scam, no? So, I hope that people that's listening to this podcast will also be encouraged to be connected with their community, or if they're not connected with with a community, they will connect with someone and they will build their own community, right? Yun lang.
Love it. All the ships are meant for connections. From friendship, from the moment that you have a corporate worship, that fellowship and discipleship, it's all about relationship. Diba? Sabi nga nila, the best relationship is in discipleship. So once again, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you'll continue to stream the next episodes.
Bye!